Hi, I'm Timothy Nelson reporting for Fox News. We come to you tonight to provide special coverage on the recent press conference regarding the rising gas prices in the United States today. President Obama, Newt Gingrich, Ron Paul, and Mitt Romney all came forth with their proposed solutions to the oil crisis. Obama opened the press conference and had a bleak outlook on improving the current state of our nation's gas price.
I regret to inform you that the days of $2.50 for a gallon of gas are long behind us.
He made it clear that he was not an advocate for opening up a lot of new drilling sites within our own nation, which all of the other candidates in the press conference pushed for.
While it may seem like a good idea in the abstract to drill wherever we can, it has very serious effects on the environment, which much of our economy relies on.
Although there are some environmental ramifications of oil drilling, it is crucial that we continue to drill efficiently within our own nation in order to cut down on the amount we export in. Also, it was surprising that Obama did not mention the Keystone Pipeline in his original opening speech. We did get the chance, however, to ask him his position on the issue during our interview.
First off, I'd like to ask you, why exactly did you block the Keystone Pipeline after it seemed like you were going to support it at the beginning?
Republicans then forced my hand and demanded I evaluate the Keystone immediately as a repercussion of the payroll tax cut.
The Keystone Pipeline project is one of the most discussed initiatives in regards to oil prices in the United States today. Regardless of his stance on the pipeline, it is important that he takes a firm position on this issue in order to minimize the negative effects of political discourse. Newt Gingrich was the second to speak at the press conference. He begins by taking a stance against foreign dictators, such as Iran, and how he will not bow down to their demands.
We have been given an opportunity and we must seize it. It is a time to stimulate the economy here at home, rather than filling out blank checks to foreign nations.
Gingrich did address the Keystone Pipeline and is a big supporter for passing the initiative. The bulk of Gingrich's platform is on energy independence and the decreased need for foreign oil.
There's no time to wait around for major oil-producing nations to bully us around. And there's no reason the U.S. cannot, again, regain energy security by the end of the decade.
The third candidate to take the podium was Congressman Ron Paul. Paul talked a lot about the return to a commodity-backed money system in which silver, instead of gold as used in the past in America, would become the new standard.
We must not only address the supply, but the currency with which we purchase this, as I said, with going back to the silver standard.
If this plan could be implemented, it would be a good solution in theory, but most Americans would not support the actual process due to the hardships that the devaluation of a country's currency would have in the short term. Paul also makes a noteworthy statement when he says,
Under my plan, we can get gasoline down to 10 cents a gallon. How we do this is we base our currency off of silver.
It is important for Americans to remember, though, that 10 cents under a commodity-backed currency system will be valued differently than what it is now. 10 cents under Paul's plan could be more like $3 to $4 in our present currency system. Romney was the last candidate to take the podium to discuss the rising gas prices in our nation today. Like Gingrich, Romney wants to take a firm stance against dictators in a way in which the current administration has not. In his speech, Romney talks a lot about the ways in which we can increase the domestic supply of oil within our own nation's borders.
Opening up domestic sites in places such as Texas, Oklahoma, North Dakota, and Alaska will decrease our dependency on tyrannical foreign governments for oil.
Romney also supports the passing of the Keystone Pipeline and feels that this will help lower our nation's gas prices in the long term.
As president, I will approve the Keystone Pipeline, which is a system that will allow the transportation of synthetic crude oil from Canada into the United States.
Lastly, Romney also announced his support for renewable energy research in the future. His plan satisfies America's need for oil now, while at the same time attempting to lower this demand through renewable energy in the future. After the press conference, we got a chance to talk to all the speakers in person. Each candidate was asked about their personal opinion on the other plans presented during the conference. The overwhelming consensus was that Obama is not seen as reliable when dealing with the rising gas prices crisis. Romney specifically had this to say.
You know, once again, it's hard to really depend on President Obama and his oil policies. And, I think it's even more difficult to say his stance on the Keystone Pipeline.
The most important thing when dealing with oil is to make a firm decision on the issue and stick with it. It will be interesting to see how the current gas prices will affect the 2012 presidential campaign. Thank you for joining us tonight. Fox News will make sure to keep you updated on all the information related to the rising gas prices. This is Timothy Nelson signing out.